Actus Reus, definition. Actus Reus in simple term means the guilty act. Actus Reus, in other words, can denote liability for doing something. Majority of crimes believed to have two essential ingredients, the mens rea and the actus reus. In several criminal litigations, government attorney has to prove actus reus only, and these litigations are branded as strict liability offenses. The unlawful killing of another is an actus reus of murder offense. This constitutes the physical element of crime. However, prosecution in a murder case has to establish that defendant had the required state of mind, mens rea, in relation to the murder. For instance, the actus reus of battery is nothing but exercising unlawful personal violence on another person, and here prosecution has to demonstrate also that this was followed by the required mental element, either recklessness or an intention to do so. For instance, the actus reus of rape is forceful sexual intercourse, and due to an absence of consent by one party to the activity, it has become a criminal offense. Actus reus can be sub-classified into further three groups, namely, liability for doing something, liability for omissions, liability for state of affairs cases. Under the above liability for doing something, for instance, the actus reus of battery is exercising criminal violence on others, and it will be a positive act which is against the law if they are unleashed voluntarily and continuously. Under liability for omissions of above, when a responsibility to act can be recognized, and if there is a failure to retort, there can be an accountability for oversights. For instance, when a policeman failed to maintain the peace as held in Reversus Ditham 1979. Duty emanating from the deliberate assumption of accountability for dependents or minors. Duty emanating from conception of an obvious danger. Duty emanating from a contractual requirement as regards to safety and health. Under liability for state of affairs above, if a person forms the actus reus because of being of a specific status or being in a certain cluster of conditions. Actus reus created by being found as drunk on a highway, and if a person found to be under the status of a legal immigrant. Case 1. In this litigation, both Tyrone's legs were seriously injured as Kirk had hit Tyrone grievously. Thus, Kirk has caused a serious bodily injury or serious harm as laid down in Reversus Saunders. This creates the chances of charges against Kirk under Section 18 and Section 20 of the Offences Against the Person Act, 1861. Section 18 demands proof that Kirk caused serious bodily injury, but for the Kirk actions, Tyrone would not have suffered the harm. The mens rea for Section 18 is intent, though there is no clear definition as to what intent suggests in the context of Section 18. In Reversus Volleen, it has been held that if the intention to do severe body wound is enough for murder, the intent must be the same under Section 18 charge. Alternatively, a charge under Section 20 Offences Against the Person Act could be brought as a substitute. Under Section 20, the harm should be either severe body wound as like what Tyrone suffered or wounding. The injuries imply that Tyrone suffered a wound. The mens rea under Section 20 is satisfied by substantiation that Kirk was malicious as laid down in Reversus Moat. Case 2. Action against Sally under Section 20 Offences Against the Persons Act could be initiated. Under Section 20, the injury required should be either wounding or serious body wound. Since Sally makes a blow at Molly and smashes Molly's jaw, and as the wounds implied that Molly has sustained a severe harm. Under this section, severe body wound must be inflicted, and Sally's injury would also satisfy the proof of causation as laid down in Reversus Burstow and in Reversus Ireland. Further, there is mens rea under Section 20 as Sally acted with malice. Further, the mens rea for Section 20 cannot be substantiated a charge under Section 47 Offences Against the Person Act 1861, as this could be sustained on the footage that Sally committed an assault and Sally's punch has resulted in actual body harm to Molly. It is to be observed that under Section 47, mens rea need not to present for Sally's action as regards to actual physical wound, and she only needs to have the mens rea for the attack as held in Reversus Savage and in Reversus Parmenter. Here, mens rea is subjective recklessness or intention as held in the aforesaid case laws. In both the above instances, no defense could be availed on the basis of intoxication as they could not form to have a necessary intent while during intoxication. According to the decision held in DPP v. Majewski, the voluntary intoxication could form as a defense to crimes of precise intent but not crimes of basic intent. It is to be noted that Section 18 of the Offences Against the Person Act 1861 is an explicit objective crime since the mens rea travels beyond the actus reus. If Kirk is to be charged under Section 18 and demonstrates that due to intoxication, his crime will be charged to the lesser included offense of Section 20 Offences Against the Person Act 1861, a basic intent crime. Hence, if Kirk is charged under Section 20 or Section 47 or if charged with common battery or assault, he will not escape from the offenses on the basis of self-induced intoxication since these are all basic intent crimes. Further, Sally will have to be booked under Section 47 as assault was made without any weapon and resulting in severe body wound. It is to be noted that mens rea for Section 47 would be subjective recklessness or intention. Provided that Sally intended to assault Molly, it does not count that he might not have anticipated the actual body injury that actually transpired as held in versus Savage, or versus Parmenter.